Oh, this is a controller, sir. Sir, it's gonna be really hard to play this fucking MMO with a controller. This is not critically acclaimed MMO, controller compatible MMO, Final Fantasy 14. Obviously, you need to have a different control scheme for this. Happy Neon says supports mainly Cloak and Dagger is okay. OP. I like Cloak and Dagger a decent amount, but I'm not sure that they're for me. I haven't played them yet. It feels like I might enjoy them, but I definitely like Mantis more than I like Luna Snow, and those were the two that I tried first. Oh, I should do dailies too. I just need dollars and teleports and a rake. Happy Neon says, did you play Jeff yet? I didn't, because I was playing with Beatrice and Beatrice was playing Jeff. She wasn't playing Jeff the whole time or anything, but I don't know. I felt like she was doing Jeff, so I didn't want to try Jeff. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was just like the way it was in my mind. Also, like, Jeff is a little too, I don't know, cute, I guess. He doesn't feel like somebody that I would want to play. Later, Gert. Appreciate you for hanging out, man. Neon says, yeah, Luna is strong, but I don't like her. Let me know when you play so you can carry me in that tournament. Thank you very much. Happy Neon says, whoa, edgelord. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I don't know. I don't really plan on playing it more, but I can play it more, sure. But the only time I'm going to play it off stream would be on Monday or Thursday, because every other time I would be streaming. But on those days, yeah, sure. All right, what are we doing? Maybe I should buy stamina potions? Just to have the ring charged? What do stamina potions look like? Stamina potion. $11K. It looks like their price is going up rather than down. Yeah, they're pretty high right now, so nah. If I could get them for like basically free, I would be of a mind to do that. And I wouldn't necessarily be against playing with you and your homies on stream either, but you guys get kind of wild. I don't know if I have that much courage, to be honest. Yeah, you guys pop off a little bit. Yeah. Like, no offense, but it's a little different than what I think my stream normally has as far as candor and intensity, I'll say as well. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Neon says all offense taken. Well, I mean, you know, you got it honest, right? You can be offended, but you can't be mad that I told you the truth. You'd be so much more disappointed if I lied to you, surely. And by that I mean you might be okay with it, to be honest, depending on the context. Happy Neon says, I promise to be on our best behavior. Well, no, I could just like hang out and then you guys can just while out or whatever. It's fine. I don't care. As long as I'm not on stream, I don't really care. You guys do whatever you want to do. You're not going to offend me too much. Except for that one time. Forget who it was. They said some truly wild shit. I don't remember what it was, but it was definitely some like actual like rage bait, and I definitely fell for it. Like, are you even black if you don't, or whatever? It's one of those. And I was like, bruh. Happy Neon says you got baited 100%. Yeah. It'd be like that. I'm just that type of guy. I tend to get, you know, easily invoked. My anger's easily invoked. My ire is easily earned. But like, to be fair, sometimes people genuinely do ask questions and like want you to answer them or whatever. And that doesn't necessarily get me mad for free, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when the answer doesn't do, when you ask and you don't care, it's like, bruh, why did you make me answer this question if you don't care about it at all? Or not necessarily if you don't care about it, but if like you're gonna ignore the response that I give. That's just rude and uncouth and churlish. You understand? I would never be churlish myself. I've got many things going on. Many adult things. I pay so many fucking taxes, bro. That's the most adult thing I can think of, is paying taxes. Happy Neon says, lies? What do you mean? I'm like so fucking adult-like. I like buy groceries sometimes. I cook food sometimes. What else? What other adult things did I do? I've purchased socks before. I actually haven't yet, but when I do purchase socks, that will be an adult thing. It's like, damn, I need more socks. But did you buy underwear? That's what I'm saying, socks and stuff. I haven't like, that's like the same thing to me. Like, you're gonna get them kind of same order, same rate. Savage is right though. What I should do is I should throw out all of the socks that I have, literally all of them, except for the black socks, and just buy like 5 or 6 more pairs of black socks. Like dress black socks or whatever. And then I just never have to think about, actually maybe even all the socks that I have entirely, and then just have like 20 identical pairs of black socks. And then there's no more will I ever match socks together or need to consider the occasion. I'll just be wearing black socks from then on. Happy Neon says, now I'm getting you rainbow socks for Christmas. How are you going to get them to me? Screener says, I just don't wear socks or shoes. What do you mean? You're walking around barefoot? Dude, I don't remember what it was. Oh, my trash can. It was very windy a few weeks ago or whatever. And my trash can, after they took out the trash, I like took the trash can out, right? For the garbage truck. Yes, for the garbage truck to pick it up, right? And after they picked up the trash, it was very windy, and I heard my trash can fall, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want it to go into like traffic or nothing, right? So I like rushed out, and rather than going out, so I have 2 doors. I have my side door and my front door, right? My front door is facing the street, obviously, and that's the one closer to the trash cans. And that's the way that I went out, but that's not where I keep my shoes. I keep my shoes on the side door because that's where the laundry room is, and it's just a better place to keep them, I think. And I was like, well, I'm just getting the trash bag or the trash can, right? I'm just making sure it doesn't like fall into, you know, traffic or anything. I'm just doing it real quick. It should be fine. I ran through so many fucking bursts, dude. I had like 3, maybe 5, like fully embedded in the soles of my feet. I got fucked up. Like I was like, oh God, it hurts so bad. Because those motherfuckers are sharp too. Like I got fucked up. I would have rather walked through Legos, brother. It would have been so much more comfortable. Because I got roasted, dude. It was not okay. It says, only recently have I stopped walking outside with bare feet because the damn birds poop everywhere. I used to never wear shoes unless there was a sign posted. Wow, that's crazy. So what you're saying is outside, you're cool with it. Bird shit though, that's a problem. It says, no, I remember one time when I was a kid, I got mad and decided to run away and I had no shoes. I walked through a literal cactus patch and had to crawl to the road. Damn, bro. That is way worse. You decided to run away like they do in like cartoons and shit? That's crazy. Do you think you were motivated by the cartoons making it look so easy? Or did you just like have some like shit go down? Was it like bad? Or was it like, no, you know what? SpongeBob did if SpongeBob can do it, I can do it. SpongeBob's like weird. You know, he's like a grown ass man that lives alone, but also is like a child. He's like simultaneously both a grown ass man that lives alone and also like a child with a summer job. Says, I literally was. I tried to pack up a little bag on a stick and everything. I'm not joking. I was a strange child. Good thing I'm not strange anymore. Well, wait, shouldn't you have said, good thing I'm not a child anymore? Screen ride? Hello? Look at all these fucking monkfish, bro. What am I gonna do with all these goddamn monkfish? What do you think the stick is for? Like when you see people that are like running away from home or whatever, why do they have their shit through like a stick? Is it just easier to carry than in your hands? I guess you are putting it on your shoulders, so you'd be using, you know, your legs and your back to carry it rather than your hands. That makes sense. This has got to be what it's for. Did you get like a good stick? Shit. Of course he got a good stick. He's a kid. They know what good sticks are like. They wouldn't fuck around with no weak ass. All right, focus up, gamer. Gotta land this ship. Whoa. I was in the right place and then I moved because I thought I was in the wrong place. No. This is so much easier than Jump King right now. I'm gonna be real with you right now. Like I'm literally just clicking to where I want to go. Like, can you imagine if you could just click where you wanted to go? That game would be fucking trivial. Also, I have like several dozens of hours like doing this specifically, so I imagine it's a lot easier now than like when I do Jump King for this long. I'm sure I'll have just as much success in Jump King, probably. Hopefully, at least. Hopefully I don't get that much time in a Jump King, to be real. All right, here we go. Screenride says, I think you use the cloth and the stick to make a little shelter when you stop walking. What? It's like a little tiny, it's like a handkerchief, bro. Like you can't make a shelter out of that. Screenride says, oh, you know I got a good stick, Panda. Come on. This is kind of dumb, but I'm sticking with it. Yeah, the cloth and the stick are not gonna make a shelter for you, bro. There's no way, ain't no way you're gonna make a shelter out of that shit, bro. You could make a shelter out of like a canvas or a tent or whatever that you could use as a bag, but like you're using a way, way bigger bag than they show in the cartoons or whatever. Screen says it's better than nothing. I don't know, man. A handkerchief, bro? I don't know, bro. That's pretty much nothing, bro. It's pretty fucking bad. If I saw somebody camping out in like a reserve or whatever, and they had a handkerchief as their tent, I might just let them have my tent, bro. Yeah, that reminds me. Somebody broke into a YouTuber's car because in the trunk of his car he had a tent, and he was like, honestly, I didn't want to call the cops or anything because if you're stealing the tent out of the trunk of my car, you're using that to sleep in. Like, that's the thing that you're using to like get by. So like, I am upset that you broke into my car and that you stole my tent. However, it's not, yeah. Screenwriter says, if you're stealing a tent, yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry that you're in a position where you feel like you need to steal a tent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the full stop. That's the end of the sentiment. It's like, damn, I'm sorry that you're in that spot, bro. I hope you're okay. I hope you figure it out, brother. I'm not happy that you stole my shit, but I'm definitely not going to make a big deal out of it. And that's when you find out that that motherfucker stole that shit and resold it on eBay. Like, bastard. Fucking bastard. Is that my fucking tent? Oh my god, dude. All kinds of tools. See, have you ever worked with somebody that has tools and they have somebody else's name on their tools? Like, oh, well, I didn't steal it. Yeah, but you bought some stolen property, bro. Sometimes you do just end up with tools, though. Like, I don't know if they were ever stolen or whatever, but like, sometimes people just sort of like, they don't need it anymore. And they're like, actually, here you go. That happens sometimes. Screamer says, oh, hell no. Steal my stuff, fine. Play with my emotions, it's over for you. Screamer says, yeah, but you certainly aren't Joseph. Yeah, sorry, man. It's not me. I've never been a Joseph. Never once. Joseph. There was that one comedian whose mother named him Joseph but couldn't say Joseph. Excellent joke. She pronounced the P as a P instead of the PH being a F. God damn it, dude. Shout out to that guy. I forget what his name is. I imagine it's Joseph, though. Spirit says, why does your hammer say Joseph then, Panda? Well, because Joseph was asking too many fucking questions, Screen Ride. Have you considered that? I don't like things going to waste. And I liked you so much. He's like, oh no, what have I done? No. I never wrote my name on any of my tools. What I did was, I used paint. Like, just a splash of like spray paint on all my shit. I used black spray paint. Screamer says, no further questions, Your Honor. Damn right. Goddamn right. I wonder if I still have that spray paint. Probably do. I had black and white. A nice little primer white. And then I think I mostly just got the black spray paint for that purpose, just to paint my tools. But I imagine it could also come in handy for various other things. Didn't come terribly in handy, but you know, if you need something to be black, I fucking got you. Screen says, I have a roll of green duct tape that I put a stripe on my tools. I see. But the duct tape can come off is the problem. The paint can come off too, but not nearly as easily. Usually it's not an issue, obviously, because if you're just trying to track your tools down, like people aren't going to just be like stripping shit off your paint off your shit or tape off of your shit either. Everybody's mostly just looking to get their own shit. But I think I'm still missing something, actually. You know how that goes, though. Like sometimes it's like, oh shit, I think I left that somewhere. Well, it's gone forever. I did have somebody like, hey man, can you go and see if my hammer's there? And I'm like, bro, like anywhere on the property? Like you want me to just like, I'll start with the yard and then, you know, check on the deck, under the deck, on the roof, in the attic, in the living space, in the kitchen, you know what I mean? In the bathroom. Like you just want me to check fucking everywhere for your fucking hammer, bro? Like how much time should I put into this? And the answer was fucking none and fucking zero. Actually, I do think I went there and checked a little bit. Screwing says, did you sweep the dirt under the deck to make sure it wasn't covered? Oh my god, dude. Sometimes it is exactly that bad though. Like your stuff is just like very fucking hidden. Like, especially if you were like working on the roof or whatever, and you're like, I'm done with this hammer. Hammer go down there. And then it just like buries itself. It's like, shit, I gotta remember to find that, I guess. I mean, you look before you throw the hammer off the roof, but you definitely throw it off the roof, right? Like, you're not gonna just like hold on to it the whole time, right? It's fine. Just make sure you remember to go pick it up. Okay, so I could have gone there. Stress says, what am I gonna do? Wear a tool belt? See, because like sometimes like even if it's in your tool belt, right? It can still get in the way a little bit, especially if you're on a roof, especially a steep roof. So like I could see still being like, no, I would rather just not have it right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Do I have a proper tool belt? I think I used to. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't actually. I should. Yeah, I don't think I did. Oh, you know what? I had a chain wallet. And the only thing I would really need for the tool belt is like miscellaneous things. Because I just used my chain wallet for the hammer. Easy. Give it one little loop and it was fine. Not an issue. Screwing says, I remember my first roofing job I ever did. I got sent to look for a single stretcher. A shingle stretcher. I see. I spent at least 25 minutes searching for it. A shingle stretcher? Damn. They got you, bro. Yeah, no, I didn't have to ever look for any headlight fluid or elbow grease. So Screenwriter says it doesn't exist. Yeah, no shit. My shingle stretcher I keep right next to my board stretcher, brother. Yeah, no, doesn't work out that well, fortunately. Screenwriter says, listen, man. No, I got you. I understand. If somebody delivers it to you straight, yeah. I get it. I get how you could be in that position, but no, not me. Not so far. I did a lot of charity work for a long, long time. So I went through a lot of that before ever having to experience it out in the field, if you will. I used to do a lot of charity work every weekend. Obviously, I don't do any charity work on the weekends because you know exactly what I'm doing on my weekends now. My weekends are accounted for down to the fucking minute. Now, thanks for the hydrate boost. I don't have any water though, so I'm gonna refund that. It says, I have this thing where I believe what people tell me while somehow being completely untrusting of everyone. It's actually problematic. Like, I don't trust anybody, but obviously they wouldn't tell me something untrue. Like, why would they lie to me though? Why would they do that? What would they gain from that? I don't understand. What's going on, Booze? Are you still doing TOA, man? Have you finished your 500 yet? Scram says, why would they waste words? Why? Because it's funny. I was volunteering once, and there was these two ladies that wanted to help out, right? And one of the like veteran guys, one of the veteran volunteer guys, was sinking nails with so you would like tap a nail in place to hold it, and then he would sink it with one hammer strike, right? So it was just like tap, bam, tap, bam, tap, bam. And they were like, whoa, how are you doing that? And he was like, oh, it's just the hammer, right? So he handed them the hammer. and they tried so hard to do it, and it just didn't work. He's like, you see, when you drive like, I don't know, 40 or 50 pounds of those boxes of nails, you get pretty good at it after a while. Oh my fucking god, dude. Old guys on construction jobs are fucking great, man. They've got some fucking stories, bro. Who says it just got back on a TOA, and this time with beer? Oh shit. We're getting through TOA blasted. Let's go. Experience is not, that's exactly the type of lie that would work on me though. I mean, you're gonna try it, right? Why wouldn't you try it? Screenwrite says, oh shit, a special hammer. Durr. Obviously. Yeah, no. I mean, the weight of the hammer does matter, but that has more to do with only a poor craftsman lames his tools or whatever. Though, to be fair, when you get to a certain level of mastery, it is literally the tool. Like speedrunners, for example, like sometimes those dudes will be like, yo, the game actually fucked that up. That's not like, as someone who's been doing this framed perfect trick for years and years, that's actually the game, like RNG. Like sometimes it'd be like that. Nice. Let's see. Do I have any other funny? Oh, I almost died once. Well, more than once. Yeah, so I was trying to cut just like a 2x4. I was just like cutting it with like a circular saw. And I didn't have a desk or, you know, sawhorses or anything like that. I didn't have any surface to like hold the 2x4, and I needed to cut, like, I basically needed to cut it in half, right? So there wasn't like a really good way of doing that. Well, if you've never cut a 2x4 before, maybe I should explain. You guys probably know this intuitively, but in case you didn't know, the idea is if you're cutting something, you want to cut it such that you're holding the long part and the short part falls off or falls away, right? And the reason why is because if you've got something that's long, that means that it's kind of heavy. And if you're using a circular saw, for example, a freestanding rotating blade of death, right? I mean, you're holding it in your hand, so it's not freestanding, I guess, but you get what I'm saying. If it gets caught between two heavy things, instead of the blade spinning, what'll happen is the blade will cause your arm and your hand to move. Like it'll make you move because it can't spin, right? And what happened for me, again, I didn't have anything for the 2x4 to rest on. I could have figured something out, but I was trying to do it fast and I didn't care, right? So I cut it and it did cut, but the blade also got stuck, and the 2x4 basically ejected the circular saw out of the blade at me. Like the thing I was holding, the saw that I was holding, was launched at my body. Which is not good. as the professionals would say, it is not a good thing to do. I managed to not get murdered, but it very, very much was going directly to, you know, some important arteries, like in my thigh or whatever. I definitely very nearly died. But it was all good. Didn't cut anything, but it was very close. Like it says, oh, I woke up and now I can't fall back to sleep. How's the grinding coming along? You actually missed the entire Jump King session perfectly. We only just got back into RuneScape. We were doing Jump King a second ago. But we made some decent progress in Jump King. We're like maybe like a third of the way through the game now. Something like that. I don't know. Spirit says, do pandas have 9 lives as well? I don't think so. But that does remind me, there was one time I was doing some, I was going to paint a fence and, or a handrail, and I was scraping off the old paint, right? And, I don't remember why, but I was using a razor blade. Like, well, you know what they are. They're like, it's literally a razor blade, but it's like a carpentry knife or whatever to like help with the scraping a little bit. And a spider landed on my hand. And I was like, oh shit, a spider. Let me wipe that shit off. But I had the knife in my hand as well. So I nearly filleted like my entire arm. Because I was like, spider, like jerky, twisty motion or whatever. Nearly like scored my entire shit. Like my arm insides were about to be outside. It was not good. I missed, but it was very, very close. There is a world, there's a parallel timeline where I'm just like 1 degree off or whatever, and then from like it would have been from like wrist to elbow, like fully filleted. But yeah, no, I was good. It's fine. Whoops, haha, whoops. Sorry, spider, haha, whoops. Let's see. What else? You know, we got other stories like that? Oh yeah, I fell off of a roof once. Well, I didn't fall off of the roof. I fell off of the ladder. Have you guys ever been trying to get onto something like a roof, for example, when the ladder's not quite long enough? Kolya says, but now I'm like awake and it's only 4:28 a.m. Crap, that's crazy. I don't really have like sleeping techniques. I don't have problems sleeping kind of on command nowadays for the most part anyway. Mostly because I'm usually really behind on sleep. So I don't know. Good luck, I guess. Sucks. I could have probably gone, but I choked. So yeah, my ladder wasn't long enough. I didn't bring my ladder stretcher with me. So instead of deciding that I couldn't do that part of what I needed to do, I was like, oh, well, you know what? I have this workbench. It's like, I don't know, like 2 foot tall bench. And the base of a ladder is only like 3 inches across. Maybe 4 inches across, right? It's just a little tiny guy. You can definitely put that on top of a bench. And, you know, it was almost tall enough. So I was like, well, I'll just be fast. And then the bench, like, rolled away from the house. So the ladder fell. Oh, did I tell you guys what I was doing? So there was just this overgrown tree, right? It was like brushing against the shingles or whatever. So I was like, oh, well, we should take care of that. That's obviously a problem, right? So I had like those, you know, toucan beaked shears or whatever that you use for pruning foliage. You know, it's basically like 2 knives attached to the end of like handlebars. So I fell off of the top of the ladder, basically the roof, with long knives in my hands. Actually, I think I still have a hand injury from that. I think I've never recovered fully from that from that fall, because there's like a ever since then there's like a certain way that I can like bend, like adjust my hand that doesn't, my hand doesn't work quite right sometimes. Sure, says, did you use the blades to break your fall? No, I landed, I hyperextended my hand for that injury that I'm mentioning. And then right after I landed, the toucan beak thing landed right next to me, blades down. And I was like, oh, huh. That could have been bad. Colia says, well, and you learned from that, right? Yeah. I mean, mostly. I haven't done that specifically again. It could have been... I could have done more dangerous things than that. I mean, generally, sure. It's not like... Colia says, that doesn't sound convincing. Well... sometimes when you're in a position where you like just need to be just a little bit taller, you know? See, the thing about ladders is ladders actually aren't that dangerous. It's just when you put a ladder on top of something else that it becomes dangerous. But like some things are fine. Like you say, did you learn, right? And I'm like, kind of, but kind of not. I didn't use the bench anymore, but I did use the bed of a truck. But the bed of the truck isn't going to go anywhere. It's fine. And that gives you like an extra 3.5 feet. That's pretty good. Right? Right? It's pretty good. So like, did I learn? I guess, but like, I didn't not do something similar. And also, it would have been fine if I just had somebody holding the bottom of the ladder. Which I didn't. But I could have. Probably should have. Stress on top of the cab would be even higher. Yeah, but the top of the cab is a little bit... smooth? Ah, but you know what? A ladder rack. Now we're talking. If you have a ladder rack on top of your truck, hell yeah, I'll do that. So that's where we draw the line. Smooth surfaces and ladders do not mix. Oh, speaking of, I was at a job. Some guys were doing some painting, right? And they were like, we don't want to mess up the floor, right? So out of consideration for the floor, they were like, you know what we're going to do? We need to be on a ladder, but let's drop this drop cloth down on this wood floor and put the ladder on top of the drop cloth so they don't mess up the wood floor. That guy almost died. I was there when they were painting that shit and they almost died. He was like, help! It was like, uh-oh, that's probably not good. So in case you don't know why you wouldn't do that, a drop cloth, which is just a cloth, it's just like a curtain basically, on a wood floor, a nice smooth wood floor, doesn't have very much traction. It's not very attached to the floor exactly. So when you put a ladder on top of the cloth, the curtain, right, the ladder could just move the curtain along the wood floor. Scran says, I got you. They got little grips on the bottom. It's fine. Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. When you have a ladder, an extension ladder or whatever on the like outside or whatever, you can use the little feet guys, and you can just like dig those motherfuckers into the ground. You can just drive that shit down into the ground with your like stomping on it or whatever. That ladder's not going fucking anywhere. I mean, the ladder can fall, but the way the ladder falls is by falling away from the house or whatever. So if you have like any kind of fucking angle, like a fucking 80 or 70 degree angle or whatever, whatever you want to do, however steep you want to make it, and you're on the ladder, you're not falling. I mean, you can fall off of the ladder, but the ladder's not going to fail you. You're gonna cause yourself to fall. Like the ladder's going to be fine. And I don't mean like the ladder's not going to be able to survive the fall. I mean like the ladder's not going to fail you at all. It's just everything to do with you being like psyched out or whatever. And you can mostly do kind of whatever you want to do at the top of a ladder. Like mostly it's fine. They're very nice. They're very friendly. It's just spooky. It's just spooky. Let's see. Have I done anything else sketchy? I stand on top of A ladders a lot. Step ladders. I have no fear about that. Well, no fear. Very close to no fear. At like up to like 8 feet, for sure, no fear. I think I've done it on a 10-foot ladder and I was fine too. But like 12 and 14, that's pretty high up. I'm a little leery about that. Oh, I found out I can climb chains as well. There was like a swing that was being replaced. It was time to replace the swing for like a little gazebo or whatever. And the best way to get it down was to climb up it. That sounds wrong, but it made sense at the time. And I was like, how am I going to get to the top of this chain? Well, it is a chain that's just dangling. Maybe I could just climb it. And I climbed up that motherfucker. I climbed up that joker easy. I was like, oh shit, I can climb really well. Holy. Screwhead says, ever had to wear stilts to do sheetrock and mud with? Had to wear stilts? No. I've seen people wear stilts. That's too much for me. That seems silly. You get used to them, I've heard. Savage would never need to use stilts. That motherfucker's way too tall. But my short ass, yeah, I could definitely use stilts. I've done a lot of painting, like cutting in, which is when you're using a brush because the rollers can only go so close to the corners of walls. But I haven't done a lot of cutting in near the ceiling, let me fucking tell you. I'm not that tall. And Kolia says, we can tell. Look, I've never sustained a serious injury from anything, actually. The worst injury I've ever had is that one hand injury that I mentioned earlier. And like, my hand is fine. It's my right hand too, so it's like my dominant hand. So you can tell it's not like terribly fucked up. But it's a little hard for me to explain what exactly the problem is. There's like, you know how people have like double jointed thumbs? And then they could do like a weird, like wacky, like wiggle thing with their hand that like, it's like popping their joints kind of. That's what happens with my hand. There's like a way that if I'm holding my hand just right or just wrong, I guess, like I can't quite move it. And then when I can move it, it pops. It does like a very quick, like jerking. Koya says define short, below average for men in the United States. Experience says 12-foot ceilings don't care how tall you are. That's damn right. But those are some big stilts, bro. Damn. That vaulted ceiling, holy shit. It's a fucking cavern in there. Screwhead says I can bend my fingers all the way backwards and touch my fingernails to my arm. Yeah, I definitely can't. I mean, I can once. but it's gonna have a very unpleasant noise associated with it. Well, actually, then you can do it as much as you want after that, I guess. One time you get a free funny noise. Actually, no, I hyperextended my hand just about like that once, so I imagine it won't necessarily guaranteed break anything, but I imagine it's gonna make a funny noise, and then I'm gonna make a funny noise, and then I'm gonna have very choice words about your mother. You know, as you do. Koya says, I'm below average everywhere for men, man. That's true. I'm probably below average everywhere for men as well. How tall are men in Japan? Spirit says, hey, yo. How tall are men in Japan? 5'7". So yeah, I'm below average for men everywhere. I see. All right, cool. Koya says, I'm fucking 5'1". Yeah, no, it's over for you. But you do see eye to eye with women in India. Congratulations. Oh, wait. Men in India, 5'5"? All right, guys. We've dialed it in. I am above average in India. Don't worry. Koya says I'm fucking 5'1". That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. If being tall is important to you, then I'm sorry. I don't feel strongly about that kind of thing. Screwness is just pretend it doesn't matter. I don't think it does matter. It does matter to other people, but I don't think it should matter too much to you. And to the people that it does matter to, you are never going to, you know what I mean? It's fine. Koya says, I stopped growing at age 12. I don't know what my timeline from through Kid Droid through to Mandroid looks like, to be honest. Not positive. I didn't chart my course. Did you guys do the, like, notches in your, like, door frame or whatever? That's a cool thing. I feel like if I did that, I guess as a father, I guess, I would, like, keep that door frame. You know what I mean? Like, that door frame would be its own little thing, like part of one of my treasured antiques, I guess. Shirima says, hey, I'm short too. I was 5'10" before the wreck, and now I'm like 5'8" because I can't stand up exactly straight with the whole broken spine thing. Man, what do you gotta do breaking your spine? What are you doing? Koya says, before that, I was always one of the tall people, and then poof, I stopped growing and everyone surpassed me. That's very funny. Oh no. Spirit says, Koya had to watch everyone leave him in the dust. Yeah, that sucks. What do they say about like candles that burn brightly? Or fireworks as well, something like that. You burned out. You flew too close to the sun. Strand says, drugs. I was doing drugs, Panda. I don't recommend it. Yeah, no shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've always been pretty clean, pretty straight. Well, not like super duper mega straight, but like you get what I'm saying. Like I play it straight. I don't really mess with any of that stuff. I don't do any psychotropic mind altering devices. I don't even have caffeinated tea, which is still it has a little bit of caffeine in it, but Scranton says, I'm a good boy now. Yeah, you got the ladies to keep you straight. I got you. You've got a family to look after. But my ladies. Oh yeah, Savage suggested Brussels sprouts. I should look into that. Maybe some other things too. Some mint, perhaps. Just a little bit of gardening type things. Things that I can grow like indoors easily. Oh, that actually reminds me. I need to eat these onions and potatoes soon. Maybe we'll do French fries again. Screen says one of my ladies was a man in disguise. What? Some more ladies on the way? That's crazy. Huh. Well, all right then. Polio says never touched cigarettes, alcohol, and other drugs in my life and never will. Yeah, same. Well, I might have like had some alcohol before, but I've never been drunk. I might have had like not even a mouthful or whatever. You know what I mean? To me, that counts as not having anything, to be real. But I have been sullied, if you want to get technical, I guess. Who says those Brussels sprouts are really supposed to make you sprout? Those Brussels really supposed to make you sprout? You're drunk. Serena says, I thought she was a fat ass, but then she started crowing. So that's very funny. That's so funny. One of the ladies in disguise crows. Who says, I am not. Yeah, okay. All right. Sure, man. With a name like Boozmon. Polio says, crowing. What's that? It's the sound that roosters make in the morning. The cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah. Who says, but I am on my way. I'm not drunk. I'm tipsy. Okay, sure, man. My bad. Sorry, officer. Spirit says when they wake up in the morning, they let the world know that it's time to wake the fuck up. Yeah. Who says, I'm not as stink as you drunk I am. That's Maroon 5, I believe. Adam Levine says that one time in a song. Pretty sure. That's also just a thing that people say when they're drunk sometimes. Screenride says, I only had tea martinis. Damn, bro. What do they put in that shit? Have you seen the meme where it's like ice and scotch is liver damage, ice and vodka is like brain damage, fucking whiskey and ice is fucking, I don't know, intestinal damage or whatever, and they're like, damn, this ice shit is dangerous. Screw this ice, it's poison. Yeah. Can't believe that we fucking allow our children to have ice. Did you know that shit is dihydrogen monoxide? Like ice is like almost 100% dihydrogen monoxide. Fucking crazy, dude. Screen it says I was typing that out. Glad you said it. Yeah, I got you. I got you. He was like, man, I don't want to have to spell fucking. No, I got you, bro. I got you. I got you. Say less. No, because it's H2O for anybody who didn't pass chemistry. Koya says, are we talking about normal ice cubes? Yes. Dihydrogen, so H2. Oh, yeah. Oh, one oxygen, monoxide. Yeah. Yeah. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. It's not a secret. We can all be included on the joke. Sternat says, yes, man, the same shit that rusts metals. True. True. Fucking bastards, dude. You're putting that in your drinks. Yeah, true. It's not exactly why you should be concerned about something, though. Kind of chemistry just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Like, you just need to know if it's like bioactive and what it does specifically. But they definitely do use Coke for clearing up battery acid or whatever. It's like, damn it, you drink this shit? You just put this shit inside your body? It's like, yeah, I don't want no battery acid up in there gunking my shit up. Don't put no bones in my shit, dog. Boneless pizza. That's like a fucking ancient meme, boneless pizza, but I fucking love it. That shit is still fucking hilarious. I'll stop talking about boneless pizza when it stops being so fucking funny. No! I clicked in the wrong place and died because of it. No, no. The humanity. All right, get me out. Oops. No, I wanted to click there. You saw what I wanted. All right, let's do this then. Obviously gonna need an extra minute now. No big deal. This makes me feel like a boy failure. Nobody likes a boy failure. Girl failures, though. Hey, yo. Spirit says, wait, he's cooking. It's a battery acid cleanse. All that battery acid that you drink. Collier says, I think the conversation is flying above my head, but it's like 4:53 a.m., so it's okay to be dense and slow. Spirit says, it's okay. We are speaking the King's English. Also, I made that up. What? No, you didn't make up anything. What part of that was made up? The King's English? That part might have been made up, to be fair, I guess. Julia says, I will try to sleep more, but not guaranteed I'll succeed. Yeah, fair enough. Fair dues. Don't even worry about it. Just remember, we speak English because it's the only language we know. You speak English because it's the only language we know. We are not the same. Serena says that part. Oh, the King's English part? I mean, it is a King's English, I'm sure. That English King's English? Yeah, probably. I don't think that's a lie. Where's the lie? Serena says, I know ASL. Does this count or nah? How much ASL do you know? Are you like fluent in ASL? ASL is American Sign Language, for those who are not aware. I know almost none of it. I used to know the alphabet to like G. And then, do I know anything else? I'm sure there's a few that I know that are just like ubiquitous, but nothing comes to mind right now. I knew a little bit of Japanese sign language because of silent voice. A little bit. Like, oh, okay. Screw says, yeah, my buddy's dad runs the biggest school for the deaf here in Florida. Do you want to say all that, though? I got certified to work for him, but never did. What? Why not? No, so yeah, you're like fully fluent in ASL then. That's cool. I had somebody that was asking me if I wanted to learn ASL, but it seemed like a lot of work. And also, it's weird to like learn something in parallel with someone that you never see. If that makes sense. Because like you can't speak ASL to someone without like, I guess you could do like webcam type shit. So you can't like practice it like you can practice any other language just over the phone. Obviously. Get a load of this fucking genius. He's like, oh my god, it's so hard to practice ASL with someone else verbally. Oh shit. Sura says, sure, I didn't say in what capacity he runs it. Sure, he doesn't live there anyway. Also, if someone wants literally any information about me, they can just ask. No need to be roundabout. Let's see, what do I want to know about Screen Ride? How many grapes do you think you can fit in your mouth? I guess it depends on the size of the grape. Screenride says, I learned most of it hanging out with his adopted son who was deaf, so getting the start wasn't so hard. Good point. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to qualify grape sizes. Are all green grapes the same size? Or does the color not indicate the size? Screenride says, I'd say 12 to 15. I don't have a big mouth, sadly. Sometimes I have to squish sandwiches to bite them. Dude. I mean, whatever it takes in order to make it work, right? But it is kind of sad. I get that. Sometimes the sandwich is just too fucking tall, though, bro. Like, why'd you make the sandwich so tall? Who is this supposed to be for, bro? Like, ain't nobody can open their mouth that goddamn wide, bro. Unhinge my jaw like a fucking snake. Screen says sandwiches are just too big. Most of them are not too big. But like burgers now and then, yeah. Screen says, I guess I shouldn't complain though about how small your mouth is. Why do you say that? Is it useful in some way? Helps you with portion size? No way, right? I mean, I guess it would slow down your ability to eat to some degree, right? Screeners is not about how big food is. Yeah, we got that. Americans got the big food on lock. Oh man, so close. Screamride says, it does not. I still eat super fast. I have to compensate for how small my mouth is by eating quicker. I can see that being a thing too. I used to eat like really fast. Now I probably eat too slow, if anything. But it kind of depends because like the more... Yeah, it has to do with the food that I'm eating actually, mostly. Because if I get like McDonald's or something, I'm gonna crush that shit. I'm just gonna like destroy it. Like a small McDonald's fry, I'll eat in like 2 mouthfuls. Screenwrite says true. True. Hopefully no one will notice my dainty little mouth. Ooh, must scarf this down. I got one word to explain why I eat super fast. A jail. Damn. That makes sense though. No, you don't want anybody getting your fruit cup. Those fucking bastards taking your fucking fruit cups. I swear to God. My fucking oranges are the highlight of my goddamn day. I've never been to jail, obviously. Screenwrite says, no, leave my fruit alone. That's probably real though. Scream says, if I don't get this Kool-Aid, I swear to God. What's his name? Machete? I forget what his actual name is, but I definitely knew what it was. He comes from like an actual like very deep, dense crime background or whatever. Like his criminal history is like actually storied and actually like quite dark and all that or whatever. He was like, the thing about prison that you need to understand is those motherfuckers live in the moment more so than anyone else, like fucking animals, bro. Like you have like a good history with a guy or whatever, but you rub him the wrong way one time and it's over for you. Like it's gonna be a conflict. It's like, oh shit. It's like the least human in a way because it's like the most only thing that matters is right now. The future doesn't matter. Yes, Trejo, of course, Machete. What a cool guy. What a nice guy too. Like if you want to talk about some people that are like, as far as I can tell, uncorrupted by Hollywood or whatever, he's definitely up there for being like in the space or whatever and like 120% based. He's like, nah, man, like I do it for the money or whatever, or I do some things for the money or whatever, but like I'm still volunteering my time at the same fucking rehab place that changed my life around. Like, absolutely. It's like, bruh. I think we could all learn a little bit from Danny Trejo. It's probably not even a meme, to be honest. Probably could learn a decent amount. Who says, damn it! Did you choke it up right at the last second again? What did I say about choking? Who says, P2 Warden, ship damage hurts? Yeah. I don't know what P2 is. Probably phase 2, I guess. I just didn't have spec in time. What exactly would spec have done for you? I don't understand. You're not using an SGS spec. Otherwise, it was flawless. Okay, so it was pretty close then, at least. The spec would give me overheal. Oh, because you're using a Karis Partisan? The yellow one or whatever. Screener says every day is the same and completely new. It's a wild place. And Danny Trejo is a darling for real, for real. Good to know. Who says, yeah, that's my only source of HP in that phase. Oh, I see. All right, well then, yeah, if you were close, that does matter. And you're getting deeper too. Can we go deeper? Can we go beyond Thunderdome? I've never seen that movie, but I have played Borderlands. And there was an achievement based around that. How are we doing? 70K? Not bad. Who's just getting deeper? Yeah, man. It's you. And before long, you'll be the deepest you've ever been. The achievements stop at like 550 though, right? Or do they just keep going? Because the way I understand it, it's like TOA has like 3 tiers or whatever. They stop at 500? Okay. Because like expert, I thought was 550. And then like intro is like below 150. I feel like 350 was a number, or 300 as well. Basically, I'm trying to say, I think 150, 300, and 550 were like some kind of tier thing for TOA. But I guess I still haven't learned this, so maybe I should just stop trying. Because obviously it's not sticking. It's not like I want to do raids anyway. Raids are cool and all, but I'm alright. I would rather Vorkath. Because Vorkath has big money no whammies as well. It's just that you get so much money even without his big money no whammies. Boost is entry 0 to 149, normal to 150, 299, experts 300 plus. Oh. So 550 is nothing. It's just a lot of invocations. Oh shit. What's the most you can do? If you turn all of them on, what level is that? Saka was doing like 700s in leagues, but that was a like free plus 200 or 400. Yeah. 700 is if you turn them all on. Interesting. Okay. So that means that in leagues it would be like 1100 maybe? Or maybe it's still 700. It's just that you don't need to turn on as many bullshit ones. You can do the easiest 300 or whatever, and then just... Nobody has been able to solo it in the main game? Damn. That's crazy. Because TOA's been around for a long, long time. Are people trying? They gotta be trying, right? If it's a thing that people haven't done, they're definitely trying it, right? Everyone is trying to be first? Shit. That's cool. Well, I wish them luck. I wonder what the odds are. Oh, it was like 1 in 24, I think. Wait, what am I doing here? I literally need to run back. Who says Asa's gonna do it? I bet. You think Asa's gonna be the first one to do it? That's... I don't know. I would be very impressed. I know that he's very, very good. He's easily the best RuneScape player that I'm aware of, right? Well, is he easily the best? He's definitely among the best. It's either him or Franck. Because those guys just do content more than anyone else, and it's not close. Who says, I don't know, but he definitely has the skill for it. Yeah, he's definitely to the point where it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But if you're saying that people have been trying it, if you told me that, oh yeah, there are a few people that have done it before, then I would believe that Asa could do it. But for Asa to be literally the first person would be very impressive. And I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know his skill level relative to the field enough to be like, no, I fully feel like he could do it when no one else has done it before. There's gonna be someone though, right? So why not Asa? I know that he's very, very good though. But I've also only ever seen him do like solo 550s or whatever. Now he does send those, to be fair. Like I would definitely be surprised to see him die in TOA. Who says, I think the question would be if he would even want to do it. Well, yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing, right? If it's human possible, then somebody's going to do it if they're just determined and they have the time, right? It's just a question of if they have the time and if they're determined. But, and Asa's definitely very, very, very good, but he doesn't really like, he'll like grind shit out, but I don't know. I never got the impression that he was like enjoying himself. It's just like the thing that he does in the game. Felt like he was working, you know? It's hard to say though. I guess I don't know him all that well. But yeah, it just felt like the equivalent of like his skill grind. Like what I'm doing here, where I'm not like you know, popping off, like living my best life or anything. I'm not like, whoa, oh my fucking God, let's go. I'm like, this is just the thing that I do. And we're just like grinding it out. And then after I get this to 99, we're just going to do something else. It's not like my passion is doing this in particular. And it feels the same way with regards to Asa, where it's like, he's just doing the thing that's going to make him the most money at any given time. And then once he gets like an arbitrary amount of money or whatever, he's like kind of done for then or whatever. Once he put enough time into it, he's kind of done for the day or whatever. As opposed to like somebody who's like really chasing the dragon of trying to accomplish something, right? And I don't feel that from him. But that's just because like I've never seen him like truly impassioned by something. Like he was excited to do Araxor when that dropped, right? And he wanted to learn it. And he was excited about that. I could tell that he was like enjoying that part of the game, like experiencing new content again. But like outside of that, I haven't really seen him like doing anything where it's like, obviously he's having a good time. Maybe when he's playing with other people. TOA, I'm saying. Because it does seem like he enjoys the company at least. Who says, oh, for real he does? The company, I imagine? I definitely know people who are like interested in doing raids, but I don't know if they're like interested in doing raids or if they're like actively like out there learning raids. You know what I mean? Because there's like a big difference between like, oh yeah, one day and like I'm doing it right now, you know? Like I'm working on it constantly. Because if you're working on it, like if you're putting time into raids or whatever, like you, for example, Poos, right? Like you're at a level where like it's hard to develop more. It's hard to see progress just because you're already like achieving so much. Like you're already at the level where like things are happening. But for me, right? Like if I were to take to TOA, I would go from, you know, what was it? Entry mode to normal pretty fast, right? And that's not because I'm good at games. I'm saying like everyone who does it for more than like a couple weeks worth of time, you know what I mean? They're gonna be around, you know, they're gonna be start thinking about doing experts pretty consistently, I imagine, right? Because 300 isn't that hard on the scale of like what is possible. Like it's pretty sweaty to do like 500s and shit like that. We're talking solo obviously as well, but I imagine that most people are probably capable gear wise or gear independent, excuse me, of doing 300s, right? That's like relatively the power level of TOA. And like learning it, and when I say a couple weeks, I don't mean like an hour a day for 2 weeks. I mean like literally 2 weeks worth of time. Like, you know, what is that, like 200 plus hours or whatever. You probably by the end of that would be pretty comfortable with like being around the expert area. Who says, yeah, like the biggest learning curve is learning the base mechanics. After that, it's learning one mechanic or buff mechanic at a time as you take them on, turn them on. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't feel like you have to learn it for very long to be able to be like, you know, show up and like help the raid, like make a team more likely to succeed than not, for example. But that being said, as far as like mastery of it, we're talking like towards the 500s range or whatever. It ends up being a lot more time that you have to put into it for not very much more benefit. But then again, you know, if you're sending solo 700s in 30 minutes or whatever, right? So that's what, 2 and 24 or something like that for a shadow, basically. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking about League's chance as well, right? Technically, Saki was saying it was 1 in 24 for him getting, what was it? The blow, not the blowpipe. What's it called? Twisted bow, T-bow. But that's League's odds as well, so that might be extra boosted. But for a moment, let's pretend that it is, you know, 1 in 24. You're sending 2 in an hour, right? So 1 in 12 an hour for 1 bill. So that's like 100 mil an hour. Right? If the shadow is still 1 bill, well, I'm just rounding, obviously, but like that's pretty good. But you are like sweating it with like the fucking most. You're literally doing some of the hardest content in the entire fucking game. Boost says, yeah, that's when he does seem to have more fun, Asa, in duos rather than solos. Sure. Boost says, oh my fucking god, I'm an idiot. I deleted what I was gonna type because I realized mid-sentence how I messed up on that last attempt. Yeah? You're right, dude. Everything good, bro? You holding it down? Yo, I keep walking into this fucking fire, bro. Please. Shit. Moose says, I would have had spec if I used the goddamn item to make the spec be half cost. Yeah. Yeah. So is that like a last second audible, or should you have definitely used that? See what I'm saying? Like if you're like, oh shit, I need health to live, I should use this now impromptu, or is it a situation where it's like, oh, I should have always used this then, always, no matter what anyway, and that was a mistake fundamentally? Because it could be both ways, right? Both of those are definitely mistakes, but the caliber of mistake is different. Who says I should have used it at the beginning of that phase no matter what? Yeah, I gotcha. Fair enough. That means that it's like a pretty, you know, egregious mistake, but it's also something that's very easy to fix, as opposed to having to like improvise and think about. Like it's not really worth even thinking about that anymore. Where it's like, oh, well, that's fine. I just got to make sure that I use that from now on, right? And you'll just naturally like playing the game the way that you normally do. You don't have to change anything about your gameplay. Boost is post-death clarity. Yeah, I feel that. Do you think that if Ghost exists, do you think that post-death clarity is like a big thing? Well, I guess not for Ghost, right? But like in the afterlife, do you think that shit's like pretty intense, pretty regular? Do you think that post-death clarity happens to people in heaven mostly, or hell? Do you think that people in hell reflect at all, or do they just not have time for that? Or are they just actively 100% suffering all the time? Do you think that you could graduate from hell to heaven by getting post-death clarity? Boost is only if the ghost dies in a dumb way. I think that thing that makes them a ghost, though, is that they have like unresolved, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they have like unresolved business or whatever. And if that's the case, then I feel like the post-death clarity couldn't apply to them, because part of the post-death clarity would be their unresolved business isn't actually all that important on the scale of eternity or whatever. Stringrat says, have you ever seen the film What Dreams May Come? No. I don't know anything about that. I've never even heard of it even. What Dreams May Come. It does sound like a movie from like the 50s or something, though. It sounds old somehow. Inexplicably old sounding name. Boo says, what if a person's specific hell is them dying and being forced to see all the memes created from it on repeat? Booze, most people aren't important enough to have memes made about their death. I'm gonna be honest. So unfortunately for us, you and I, there's no world where that's gonna happen to us. The devil would need to make memes specifically for your death, which I guess he could do. He's got a lot of time, right? Screenride says it's pretty much what you're talking about. It's old, but not that old. Screenride says I would almost say I recommend it, but it would be would be remiss if you took that too far and watched it. It's very good though. Interesting. So it's like worth watching, but not going out of my way to watch, perhaps. At least not at your recommendation. Sounds like something that I should mention to Savage to see if he's seen it. Savage actually genuinely loves movies. And if it's a movie that's worth watching and for anyone, he wants to see it. He wants to have an idea of what it's like. He just loves movies. It's just one of his things. He says, bitch, I'm famous. Of course there will be memes. Like 4 people know me. Damn, 4? I wonder which 4 he's counting. Sure, it says, I'm unsure if you would personally enjoy it at all. It's my top 25 movies of all time personally. Ask the expert. I don't know if Savage is able to gauge whether I will like a movie, to be honest. Because he definitely hosted Neil Breen with the expectation that it was going to be a fun time for the boys, and I did not have a fun time with it. That said, though, obviously he's recalibrated since then, so maybe he's better at estimating what I would enjoy. But I don't know. I think mostly he just likes hosting movies that he likes or thinks that are good. Or at least that he thinks won't be like upsetting to watch. At least at this point or whatever. Yeah, something like that, I would imagine. I don't know. I don't necessarily like trying to get inside of his head because I don't totally understand him. Sorry, I'm trying to focus now. All right, we're good. Boost says, yeah, dude, 4 people. According to my social battery, that's like a lot of people. Damn, dude. That's crazy. So, like, your wife and 2 friends? Oh, and also someone other than yourself, I guess? So, yeah, your wife and, like, 3 friends then? That's gotta be it. I think that's, like, a normal amount of friends for guys to have, to be honest. Screenwrite says, in your life? No. In your fridge? Yes. Four people in your fridge? That would be a lot of people, yeah. It depends on to what degree you mean in your life, I think, as well. Boost says, damn, that was a good one. Yeah, Screenwrite's got those on deck. It's just what he's like. I didn't like laugh terribly, but I thought it was a good joke. Sorry. I was like parsing it. You understand. I liked it a lot, but you wouldn't know from my reaction actually in retrospect, but I enjoyed it. Sorry. Yeah, it's like important. Like I process things. You know how it is. Sometimes I'll read what you say and then I don't understand in what context I'm supposed to apply it. and like in me thinking of the different ways that I could like apply the thing that you're saying to what was happening contextually, especially with the time latency and all that. Like, you know how it is. I'm dumb, basically. As long and the short of it. But yeah, no, I liked it. 4 people though. Does seem low. Like actually, as like an actual honest answer, 4 people does seem kind of low. But if I were to say the same, like people that like, because even like Savage, I feel like would be wrong about me often, to be honest. And he knows me like very, very well, more than most people could possibly. I don't think that I could get to 4 people who know me as well as Savage does, to be honest. So maybe that's normal. I guess it depends to what degree knowing is. What does it mean to know someone? I feel like if you feel like somebody knows you, you'd be willing for them to make a call for you, like to make a decision on your behalf that you would be satisfied with. I think that's what it means for someone to know you. Like if you're in a position where like you can't, for whatever, you're predisposed in some way, you can't make a call, the person that you'd be willing to make a decision that you would be satisfied with is someone who knows you well enough or whatever. And it does depend on the situation, I guess, as well. Because you can just know some things about someone and not other things. But if you were just like, if you were to put in a hypothetical situation where like, you know, you're in a coma or whatever, who are you going to leave in charge of making things right? Like doing whatever needs to happen that you would normally do. Making the calls, you know what I mean? Who's going to write your will for you? Yeah, sure. That would be a good answer. A good way of interpreting it. I feel like there aren't many people that you probably even should have that are in like that have that kind of sphere of you over you or whatever, what kind of influence over you, or in that kind of pull in your sphere. It's probably normal. This is basically would be like someone you would put in a best friend category rather than a friend. Yeah, I got that. I used to have a best friend, but probably was wrong to identify them as such in retrospect. It's hard to say. It's one of those things when you don't know what you did wrong, you know what I mean? Just like when it just like stops, it's just like, oh, well, I guess I was just wrong. But other than that, obviously I hang out with Savage a lot, and he knows me very well. But also, it's like a little bit different, right? Like if I got married, I wouldn't necessarily expect Savage to be my best man, and vice versa, right? But I also just don't like bothering Savage with shit. But that's everyone. I don't like bothering anyone with any of my shit, to be fair. So I guess that's not unique to Savage in any way. The screenwriter says, ouch. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know you quite well enough yet. We did actually speak in real time to each other, though. So we have finally developed that stage of our relationship. Now I just need to hold your chickens. And that's it. That's all there is left. It's going to be hard to hold so many chickens at once, though. Screen says, I'm a patient man. Yeah, why? But yeah, I get that. I think it's important, probably, to have someone like that. I don't know. What is a best friend? Is it just the friend that's on the top of the list? Or is it different in some way? Screamer says, keep waiting, bitch. I'm kidding, sorry. Not true. Boo says, damn, I'm waiting for the day to get that much praise from Panda. Did I praise someone? Was there... Did I usher any words of praise? Yeah, Screenlight says, now was saying, ouch, dude, I used to have a best friend. Oh, yeah, I got you. I figured that's what you might be saying, but I wanted to interpret it in the other way as well, in case you felt like I was, you know, not responding to that. I felt like it was prudent for me to respond to that in such a way in case you felt like I was saying it, or in case you were saying it a different way. It covers both bases. Does that make sense? Screenlight says, Booze is drunk. A little bit. He's on his way, at least. Boo says you were praise adjacent and it was close enough to cover it. That's kind of how it goes sometimes. I can directly compliment people. I'll have you know. I can directly do it. Grant says, you're so pragmatic, I'm going to kiss them kips. You're going to priss my kips. Oh no, not my kips. Don't priss them. Grant says platonically. Oh yeah, of course. Boost is smashing X to doubt. Boost wouldn't even priss my kips. What a fucking bastard. Screw this one. Now I won't. Screw is flashing X platonically. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Thank you. I would only smash X platonically, to be honest. X is pretty cool and all, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't see myself in a relationship with X long term, so I would only smash them if it was, like, obviously platonic, like, no strings attached. Like, we're just doing this for fun. It's just like a practice thing. All right. Let's wrap this joker up. What? I clicked left first, but okay. I lost a tick of movement there, but that's okay. All right, get me out. Moose says, does that mean it's no longer platonic? True. Screen says, you're so pragmatic, I'm going to kiss them kips platonically. And then he said, well, now I won't. And it could mean that means that he's still going to priss my kips, but only romantically. Are platonic and romantic like opposites? Are those the only two ways you can engage with something, platonically or romantically? What's up, Saku? You're just in time. What do you know about platonic versus romantic things? Stringai says you thought I wasn't going to kiss them kips. I've been saying priss them kips. God damn it. Keep up. Don't be foolish. I have hell dived. Yeah, I saw that you were alive. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoy the Illuminate as well. I don't know anything about the Illuminate. I know that they exist, and that is it. Saki says, know about what? So, platonic and romantic are opposites, right? Like, you can either do something platonically or romantically, and that's it, right? You can't do something that isn't platonic or romantic. Saki says, I have low experience. Yeah, but like, I'm talking literally about semantics here. Like, if it isn't one, it's got to be the other, right? Saki says, with kissing lips. No, we're talking about prissing kips. It's totally different. It's a totally different thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Ain't nothing gay about prissing your homie's kips. Screwrat says you can do things pragmatically, Stare. That's neither. I don't think so. If you're pragmatic about it, I think that means that you're basically platonic. Because you're either to be to do something romantically is to be emotionally invested, basically. And to do something platonically is not to be emotionally invested in such a way that you are like in a relationship, at least. I guess you could do something judiciously, professionally. Those are both platonic to me, though. That's kind of where I'm coming from, right? Saki says, hold on, what's a kips? Screenwrite misspelled lips one time. Boo says, it's those things Panda has. It's you just misspelled. Spirit says, I thought platonic implied friendship. I might be wrong. That's a good question. Hold on. I thought platonic just meant not romantically, which is to say without emotional investment, like with regards to like, you know, relationship development or whatever, I guess. Where does the etymology say? What does platonic come from? Whence cometh platonic? Saki says the dictionary says of love or friendship, intimate or affectionate, but not sexual. Oh, okay. So it is like a friend thing. All right. So yeah, you can do many things that aren't either. Okay. So yeah, your examples were not terrible at all. Judiciously, professionally, pragmatically. Yeah, all of those seem fine. Of love or friendship, intimate, but not sexual. And affectionate as well. Interesting. I don't do very many things platonically because I am not very affectionate. Saki says, or another says, of or relating to or being a relationship marked by the absence of romance or sex. A relationship marked by the absence of... Okay, so like... Hold on. That sounds more like what I was saying a second ago, though. Because if you... what that's saying is if you're doing it without romance or sex, then it is platonic, right? And you can't engage with someone in a way that is with sex or without... You know what I mean? Like, that is not with sex or without sex. You can't be apart from, you know what I mean? You're either doing one or you're doing the other. So it's either romantic or a platonic in that case. So it does depend on how you're looking at platonic. Because if you have Screenwright's perspective on what it means to be platonic, then it does make sense. But platonic has to do with being in a friendship as well. You could you can engage with strangers, right? In various different ways. Oh, it's like the different kinds of love, actually. What is that, like Greek? That Greek concept, I believe. It's either Greek or Roman. It's hard to say. Could be both, even. Who says, so yeah, not platonic. My statement stands. Saki says Greek. I think it's potentially both. Because Eros is... Oh no, Eros is Greek. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is Greek, but it might be both. If that makes sense. So no, yeah, I think that Screenwright's probably right about what is typically meant by the word platonic, which is to say that it is between friends. But I definitely overuse platonic then, because I don't think the affection aspect of it really factors in very deeply. Intimate and affectionate, but not sexual. I wouldn't even call it intimate per se. Intimate in the way that it's like fully delved, like very familiar. Like I'm intimately familiar with something, for example. But not in a way that is like, obviously it's non-sexual to begin with, but like intimate to me sounds like entangled. That's typically not super accurate for me. I'm usually pretty divested of stuff. Saku says, I kept mistyping my email as gmall. No, you're good. Shout out to gmall.com. Fucking love gmall. That's what I call my grand gmall. Granitmall.com. Yeah. Shout out to grand. Do you guys have a grand? Who's this bro trying to RWT Gmalls? Real world trade Gmalls. I can't believe I dodged that. I thought for sure I walked straight into that shit. Zaki says, I've known my grandparents of both family sides. Oh shit. Yeah, but do you have a grand though? Is there someone that's like, yeah, that's my fucking homie? Grand in the spot. Watch your mouth. Or you get shot. Grand, don't play that. Saku says grand, no. See? Grand does not fuck around, alright? Grand will put you in your fucking place. Yeah, Grand is 100% packing. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, Grand will keep you straight. But she will make sure that you walk the line. You know what I mean? You will toe the line around Grand. You will put the fucking respect in your goddamn voice. Or you will learn. That was definitely an accident. Ooh, whoops. Some people just shouldn't be allowed to do things because they're clearly incompetent. How did I fuck this up that bad? Jesus. I literally can't see. Please stop standing in the lightning. Thank you. All right. Send this Joker. That'll do. Later, man. All right. So you played some Helldivers. Are there any new weapons that are good? I imagine with the Illuminate, they dropped another. What are they fucking called? Battle Pass? It's kind of like a Battle Pass. War Bond is what they call them. War Bonds. Oh god, we're getting ambushed. Saku does not have the new Battle Pass. I see. I don't think I'm going to play Helldivers 2 anymore. I said that I would get back into it. Like, I would be willing to play again when they drop the cape. But now the cape has, like, a whole ass extra fucking arc. It's got a new fucking downtick associated with it or whatever. So like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Saki says, but there's apparently a really good stratagem. It's like an anti-tank station. Someone was using it to shoot down all the reinforcement ships. Oh, that's very interesting. Shooting down the reinforcement ship seems really fucking good. I know the Quasar gun was very, very good at that shit. It was very, very potent. But I think they nerfed it into the fucking ground. That's like the biggest problem that I have with that game. It's like, why is your PvE game having fucking weapons rebalanced so much? Like, why? Just like let it be the way that it fucking is. Saki says the delay was increased. Yeah, I don't remember what actually changed. I never used the Quasar. I was always using the autocannon myself. Saki still uses it? Okay. Well, I'm glad it can still take care of stuff. But I definitely know that through Roku, one of my homies who was playing that game a lot, that like shit was definitely changing dramatically for like no reason. And apparently somebody on the team was like, wait, you're saying that the robot rocket guys don't run out of rockets? Oh shit, they're supposed to run out of rockets after they fire like 12 rounds or whatever. And it's like, motherfucker, it's been like 8 months that this game has been around. How did you guys not know? Do you like not play the game at all? Like, do you guys just have no fucking idea? Like, how could you possibly, like, you as devs, how could you not be aware of that? Like, unless you literally just don't play, like, how could that actually happen? And that was a big complaint from the player base, as I understood. It was like, seems like they legit just don't play Helldivers. Like, some of the problems that they're encountering, like, there's also like, oh, well, they don't like it that you're able to shoot through a building or whatever with a flamethrower because the stream of the flamethrower definitely went through the building. Like, you can literally see the animation through the terrain. They don't like that kind of cheese, so they like disabled it for players. But the motherfucking robots be hitting you with that shit all the time, and it's like, well, why is it both ways, bro? Like, why can't it be both ways? So like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Relatively minor complaints in the grand scheme of things, to be honest, but you know, I'm hearing a lot from one of my guys, so. And he was definitely unsatisfied with Helldivers for at least a while. I don't know if he's playing it still. I imagine he is, because he did mention the Illuminate to me, so that probably does mean that he's playing it, but didn't super follow up on all that. Who says, I'm playing around with a thought. Since I'm doing all this TOA, I wonder if I should sell Scythe for Tebow and Missouri in order to like do TOA better? Yeah, sure, why not? It's just money. Saki says, but they're probably going to add more stronger enemies. Definitely in the Illuminate. The new faction. I don't know how many enemies there are in that faction, but they're definitely going to want more over time. But yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of robots. No? Not so many bugs, though. Saku says, would a shadow do better? Stronger in TOA? He probably already has a shadow. So I think he's not using the scythe right now, I think, at all. So he's like, should I sell the scythe that I have and get Missouri and Tebow in conjunction with the magic that I already have? I imagine. Who says, I got a shadow, but I'm thinking about Tebow to make Zebak faster. Do you not have a switch? Or are you just doing magic only? Certainly you have some switches. Being that it's the main game and all, right? So like, I imagine that you were doing some kind of ranged thing. Magic only on Zebek right now? I see. But you do have switches, but just not for him. Boo says, but it's a 7-minute kill with a ton of prayer flicking. I mean, if it's gonna be easier. I mean, the scythe is just not doing shit is the main thing, right? And it's just money. You can just sell it and buy it back later. Like, you're gonna spend money on the GE tax, but you're literally doing raids in theory so that you make money. Like, fuck it, whatever. And you've made money before, so like, if you can afford it, I don't see why you wouldn't make the experience as good as you can possibly make it. Like, there's literally no reason not to. Boost is good point, good point. So you should also get a Rancor as well for exactly that same reason. I don't know how frequently you use melee, but I'm sure you use it sometimes. Sure, certainly the DDS at least. Blood Fury? Oh, I see. You could use it as a switch during the skull phase of Warden when the skull pops out. But that is a little OD. Be like, what, +3 max hit? Probably not worth it. Now you skip skulls? What? When the skull drops out of the giant fighting robot? What do you mean you skip skulls? That's like the third time I've said skulls in TOA and nobody knew what I meant. What do you guys call that fucking phase then? Is it not a skull that comes out of the giant fighting robot that you DDS spec many times? Core? Okay, core. Sure. I'm like, I'm sick of talking about that shit without like people knowing what the fuck. It's not a skull, but some rectangular core. All right, sure. I definitely haven't looked at it super closely, so I definitely could be wrong about it being a skull. I just thought it was a skull. But core, sure. That makes sense too, because it is like the thing controlling the mecha or whatever. Sakus says there are skulls. It's the ones that you tap to kill. Yes. Those are during the other phase, though. That's when the floor is lava. Not really. It's just where there's like left, right, center, or whatever it is. You know that I know what we're talking about. If I say left, right, center, you're like, yeah, he definitely knows what he's talking about. I don't know if it's actually left, right, center, and it doesn't matter. And I don't care, to be clear. Actually, it's fucking right, left, middle, or whatever. Okay, sure. Saku asked if he's completed a 500, and no, he's working on it right now. Bruce says that's P3, which is probably phase 3. Okay, so phase 1 is with the UFOs. Phase 2 is with the giant fighting robot, and phase 3 is left, right, center. And that's got to be what you mean by P3. Which itself is broken into different phases as well. Very good. I understand. I know stuff. Look at all these fucking Renar, by the way. Look at this shit. All from this. I literally had like 0 Renar. Saki says, is the Thunderbolt phase after P3 considered P4? I wouldn't consider it P4. Because it's just the same fight. Like, nothing changes. Except there's fucking thunder to look out for. It's just another phase in P3, in my opinion. Because you're still avoiding everything else. And all that. P4 is Thunderbolt phase? Damn, that's crazy. Maybe you spend more time in it. It's literally the same thing, though. I just don't see why it would be different. That's okay. It's not for me. Saki says because, yeah, the phase drastically changes at that point. I'm trying to remember. I don't feel like it was that different. Obviously, you're not doing left, right, center anymore. So maybe that's why. Instead of doing left, right, center, now it's lightning plus miscellaneous. I mean, I guess. But it's not like the other 3 Ps are associated with like literally different bosses, like with different health bars and shit like that. No, sorry. Saku also says you don't do left, right, center anymore. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct, of course. But like, you're even like finishing off the health bar, right? Like that's just like a health threshold. It's like an enraged phase more than it is a different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different phase of the fight, but it's not a different. P doesn't mean phase to me in that context because those are like wholly different bosses. They're as much different bosses as you can have any different bosses. They have like nothing to do with one another. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting for that to be a different P while still being clearly the same entity that you're doing damage to. Like lore aside and all that. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Whoops, whoops. All right. Nice little 70k. So we're definitely doing better. 70k an hour is what I'm talking about this. 600k? Good lord, man. I think I did the math before and it was like a week and a half, like 70 hours of Hollow Sepulchre to max agility, which is one of the longest grinds. But yeah, we'll do this. We'll do like thieving. We'll do Slayer. Then maybe like rune crafting will be the next long grind if we try and get out of the way. And before long, it'll be nothing but like short grinds left. I do feel like most of this is very fucking chill now. Really, really acclimated to Hollow Sepulchre in a big way. I'd like to say that I like it better now too. I pay less attention to it now, so I kind of don't feel strongly about it anymore. But it's a cool thing that exists. And I like that it's the fastest way to level agility. But I'm a little apathetic to it in some ways as well. I definitely clicked to the left. No. All right, well, now we wait. I'm losing ticks. Didn't matter though. I wonder if we're going to start doing combat stuff in a big way. I could definitely see that. Because there's no reason not to do Inferno and Coliseum when I max the combat stats. These guys. And Gauntlet too. Probably Gauntlet first. Of those three. Gauntlet, then Corrupted Gauntlet, then Inferno, then Coliseum. The safer deaths, if you will, or least cost associated. Savior says, me pulling my vape. Yeah, it loads in. You could be vaping formaldehyde. Damn. Why the fuck would they put that shit in your vape juice? Jesus. Who says Tebow Masori acquired? All right, man. Good luck. That'll make the difference. It's going to be so much easier. You're just going to clear the back so much faster, and you're going to be so much more chill. Saber says, me, I fucking hope not. Yeah, no shit. Like, I understand, like, putting a bunch of, like, filler, like, bullshit chemicals in your vape juice or whatever. Like, I get it. Like, whatever. They're trying to sell you expensive fucking flavor juice. Expensive nicotine juice. But, like, why would you put in shit that's, like, actively poison? Like, why? Like, actually, why? You could just not do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nicotine isolated. You know what exactly nicotine is, and you know how to make flavors. Don't make flavors out of fucking formaldehyde. We don't need that fucking coconut. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't need it. It'd be so much better if we just didn't fucking have that shit. Savior says mine is THC, CBD. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what the chemical that we actually want is. Why do you have fucking formaldehyde in that shit? It should just be like sneaking in. Oh, sorry. When you're as part of the THC creation process, you just necessarily get some formaldehyde mixed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Don't put any formaldehyde in my shit. Keep the bones out of my shit, dog. I don't want no bones in my shit. Is that unreasonable? Am I a fucking crazy person? I don't know anything about production, so maybe there is something to it. They're like, oh, well, if you understood how they actually make it, then it fucking makes sense because of this reason or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, sure, I guess. I'm the asshole. But, like, it doesn't seem like it should be all that deep. Definitely helps if I'm actually looking down the range. All right, we're good. Pikachu me says, I see 2 hands that could be vaping easy. You literally don't see any hands, bro. There's no hands on screen. What are you saying? You're lying. You've never seen my hands before. Savior says, I also don't know how to feel about this guy, but my high school got voted as the 5th most dangerous high school in my state. That means you're hard as fuck, dude. Pikachu me says, what about when you do a spin? All right, you win this round. All right, you got me. True. You probably would see my hands during the spin. I could also just like show up, like I have feet and everything. Like you've seen, like I have a whole fucking model. Like you can just see all of me. Well, from the front. You can't see me from the back. You can't hit it from the back. Not for free. That's a an OF exclusive, I guess. I was gonna say a Patreon exclusive. There's not safe for work Patreon stuff, I guess, but I'm not so sure how secure it is. I imagine not extremely. I mean, every time there's any service that's like even remotely pornographic or whatever, they go through a phase of like, we're going to remove all of the pornographic content. And everybody's like, that's why we're here. They're like, we're not going to remove all the pornographic content. I don't know how history keeps repeating itself like this. Because like fucking OnlyFans threatened to do that shit too, right? Unbelievable, dude. Patreon was like, oh, nah, we don't want any fucking not safe for work stuff. OnlyFans, same. Fucking Tumblr also didn't want to have pornographic content. Though that shit wasn't paid, I guess, to be fair. Actually, now that I think about it, you can get paid from tweets now. Does that mean that like pornographic tweets are like doing numbers now? Screenwrite says it's a tale as old as time. True. Do you guys still use Twitter? Because if you do, what the fuck is wrong with you? Not even because Blue Sky is an alternative, just because it's not good for you. I say that. I actually do use Twitter just a little bit. All I get from, because of the way that I interact with Twitter, all I've gotten on Twitter is mouthwashing memes, which has really encouraged me to use Twitter more because I fucking love mouthwashing memes, which to be clear is not mouthwashing the activity you can do with like fucking Crest or whatever, like the video game mouthwashing. Fucking, I fucks with that game. It's great. I've never played it, but I saw Zephyrius play literally the last 90% of the game, last 95% of the game, and it was a fantastic time. I was very much invested in that shit. Screenwrite said still never. Good. I never like actually tweeted. You can check. Like I have a Twitter, right? Like you can look. I don't really have tweets. Like almost all of my tweets are like me retweeting shit that Suck does. Like almost all of it, genuinely. Mostly that was when I was moderating for her. It's like, hey, I don't stream on Mondays, so might as well check out Suck. Saber says, well, not the school I graduated from, but the school I got expelled from because I used a locker door as a weapon in a fight. I got my GED instead because I got expelled. You used your locker door as a weapon? Did you like take it off? Was it like removed from the locker? What do you mean you used your locker door as a weapon? How precisely? Strand says that's good enough. That good enough degree works too. Oh, GE, good enough. Yeah, true. I think it's supposed to be general education, but yeah, true. Good enough degree, huh? Fair enough. Saki says, Jesus fuck. It's pretty impressive. But I mostly want to know how you got to the point where that was a weapon. Because a door is not a weapon by itself. I mean, it is a weapon, but it's like it's a very restricted ranged weapon. It's very hard to use a door effectively as a weapon when it's still, you know, attached to the hinge. I mean, even after you remove it from the hinge, a locker door, it's still weird. It's still a weird shaped weapon to use. That bitch is like 6 feet long and 16 inches across or whatever. It's a fucking, you're using Cloud Strife's sword, but just the blade part. An unsharpened buster blade or whatever it is. It's fucking crazy. Saki says it's encumbering. Yeah, no shit. Pikachu says that's an improvised shield in my opinion. Kind of, but like you can't hold it where you would want to hold. Like the point of a shield is that you got a handle that's behind the shield. You don't want to hold the shield on the fucking sides. They'll get your fingies, bro. You don't want that. You don't want your fingies gotten. Screen Knight says, bro was lurking inside Hitman style and bam when he walked past. Yeah, no shit. I don't think you can open lockers from the inside, Screen Knight. Maybe there's like safety mechanisms that I'm not aware of. Savior says, yeah, I held him there and slammed it into his face every time it bounced off of his head. I'd catch it and slam it shut again. That's definitely using it as a weapon, yeah. Saki says, shield is a weapon and nobody can change my mind. Shields are definitely weapons. 100%. 100%. And in fact, what's his name? Icy Mike, the Hard to Hurt YouTube channel. He did some testing with a shield. He's like a street, well, he's a kickboxer. He's officially a kickboxer, but he's like a former SWAT team member or cop or whatever. And like, he's very much into like the self-defense space or whatever. Like that's like his shit. Shout out to Hard to Hurt. He doesn't need a shout out from an anime boy. He doesn't give a fuck about me. That being said, he has done some testing with a shield. He does all kinds of tests with like fucking pepper ball guns and fucking pepper spray and all kinds of shit. He's got very, very good content. Highly recommend you check out that shit. Very, very interesting to me. I don't, from like a legal perspective, I don't necessarily recommend his takes or anything like that. I think he's a very reasonable guy, but I don't really fuck with like the legal advice, the legal space of self-defense or whatever. Be careful is what I have to say. It's very, very easy to get yourself in a lot of shit because you decided to follow some fucking anime boy's advice on the internet. So be responsible, everyone. But that being said, being in a fist fight with a shield, like a little buckler or whatever, you will beat their ass, dude. You with a shield, even as an amateur, you with a shield will fuck up a dude who has their hands. Like they are going to fight hell trying to do anything to you at all. Like a little buckler will go so fucking like, bruh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Punch their fucking shield, a jackass? Like it's not gonna go well for you, man. It's just not gonna go well for you. Like genuinely, if you start trying to fight someone and they take a shield out, you know what I mean? If they're wielding a shield, just don't. Just don't. You know, Scream Knight says maybe you can't with regards to the breaking out of a locker. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe there's like safety things in modern lockers. I haven't been in a high school in a long time. Savior says his friend and his two friends were gonna jump me. I see. But I did the first one so bad that they didn't want to even try because I punched him directly in his throat. No, I'm not even saying that it's like a, well, it is unreasonable. You probably went a little far, but like the expulsion probably deserved. But I understand that the circumstance, you know, might have been not quite justified, but you know what I'm saying? Like there was an escalation, you know what I mean? You didn't wake up that day and decide that that's what the fuck you were gonna do. This isn't your Joker origin story, you know what I'm saying? Like I got you. It was like a preventative measure in a way. Though it does seem a little over the top, bro. All right. Sorry, let me focus up for a second. I gotta finish this. I gotta send this real quick. All right, we're good. We're gone. Savior says he was also the one I beat with a door. Sure. I went to court for AWDW. But it got lessened to simple affray. Because he wanted to fight. Assault with a deadly weapon. AWDW. Assault with a deadly weapon. We got there. Saki says, I think I'm glad that my school life was relatively tame. Yeah, mine too. Savior says, I didn't want to fight 3 people, so I took the lead duck out. I took the lead duck out. No, I took the lead duck out and the other ducklings scattered. Because take the lead out is like a saying. But that's not what you're saying. You're saying you took the lead duckling out because they move in little. Yeah, I got you. I'm there. I feel like my knowledge of English kind of fucked me up there. But yeah, no, I'm there. Look, man. I've never gotten into a fight with weapons. Wait, what did you say? Simple affray. Simple assault, definitely. You got spell corrected there, right? That's assault. That's supposed to be assault. I don't know what affray is. But yeah, I've never really gotten into a fight with like weapons before. But I've gotten into many fights with my fists. Though it's been a while, to be real. For various reasons. You know how it is. Kids scrapping. Maybe you don't know how it is, but it is that way. It is that way with your boy. I've thrown hands before, but not in recent memory, not in recent times. That said though, in recent times, I'm not going to just throw hands with somebody. Like I don't want to fight anyone at all, but if I'm fighting someone, I have no faith that they're going to keep it honorable. Let me put it that way. Saki says I haven't. I absolutely have. Screen says, you read lead as lead instead of lead, but have you ever read red as red? Shit. I should have said, have you ever read read as red? Imagine if I got the one take though. I almost did it though. I got to the very end before I fucked it up. Screen says English is so awesome. It's true. Savior says no afraid. Maybe not that spelling, but it's basically a fight. Oh, okay, fair enough. Screen says it was so close. Yeah. I really wanted to have it there. I felt like I was so clever too because I was I knew where you were going with it, but I didn't think that it was going to be read red as read, or read as red. Yeah, that second one. Affray, huh? I'm not familiar with that charge. That one's new to me. It might be regional. Did you check if that was regional before you say? Affray. Rhyme. Affray is a public order offense consisting of fighting or one or more persons in public place to the terror of ordinary people. Yeah, I would say that is affray, yeah. Because like when if I see that happen, right, and I'm like if you get him once in the head with the locker door, I'm like, yeah, ooh, that guy got fucked up. If I see it happen a few times after that, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is terrifying. That guy's gonna fucking die. Two people fighting in a public place resulting in the disruption of others. Interesting. Resulting in the disruption of others, huh? So if you fight in a public place and no one gives a shit, it's not afraid. Shout out to New York City. Or fucking, I don't know, Detroit. Savior says I hit him like 7 or 8 times. I lost Scout. I mean, he probably didn't fuck with you again, being that you were expelled and didn't encounter him probably ever again, at least. That's such a weird part of your life, right? Like, there's a time where you're like constantly involved with the same people over and over again. But as soon as you go off to college or if you move or whatever, you just like never see those people again, almost. Like, unless you try to see them, you just won't ever see them. Same with your coworkers, except your coworkers are often way more distant than your like classmates would be. Experiences and then never again, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think it's important for socialization though. I think it's like public education, or at least group education, is pretty good for normalizing people to like greater society. But it's a little hard to say if it needs to be precisely the way it is. Savior says he came to court with $17,000 with facial reconstruction surgery, and the judge basically told him to leave people alone. Fucking based. Fucking based. Good. Fuck that guy. The guy's probably an asshole, I presume. I mean, if the judge says that, it's probably because you were like push pretty far. This is like, so 17 stitches, $17,000 to 17 stitches. Yeah, maybe. maybe. I'm sorry to hear that even had to happen to you though, Savior. Even though you were obviously on the delivering end of that shit, you shouldn't need to have to go through that, period. Like, even if it wasn't justified on your behalf, obviously it would be coming from a place of like needing some kind of assistance, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the very least, like anger management or whatever. But from the way that you're casting it, obviously it's one side of a story, but from the way that you're casting it, it sounds like that this is definitely you deciding or being able to leave a very dangerous situation through expulsion. And being that you got your GED, it might not even have fucked you up that bad. Depending on when you got expelled, you even could have technically gotten your degree before they did. That happens sometimes. Savior says, they said I broke his nose. That's like, that happens with a stiff breeze though. That's nothing. Both cheekbones, his jaw bones, knocked out 17 teeth and 28 stitches. Damn. So what you're saying is you wouldn't even recognize that guy if you saw him again. you couldn't. He would need Jesus to recognize that guy. Like, ain't nobody. His parents don't know him anymore. Ain't nobody knows this dude. Screwhead says it was close. 28 stitches. Yeah, it was 17 teeth, but but 28 stitches. God damn, that dude got fucked up. That's crazy. Screwhead says you smooshed his whole face in. That's a tough lesson. Yeah, no, I feel like if I got half that beating, I would not fuck with you ever again. It ain't worth it, cuz. Some people, though, they're like, no, I got my ass beat. I gotta do something even more to them. Like, nah, man. Nah, man. Once bitten, twice shy. If I get my ass beat, I'm not fucking with them anymore. Savior says, I was one of 5 white kids in the whole school. They tried to bully me because I was white. It was 10th grade. Screaming says, his mama don't recognize him. Shake my head. Yeah, no shit. Savior says, no, I let it loose on him. They've been fucking with me for about 4 months and I finally snapped. 4 months? Brother, 4 months? All right, it might have been like day in, day out, to be fair. But I'm like, 4 months is not that long. But as a kid, it is a long time, to be fair. But like, from the perspective of, you know what I mean? Like, as a grown-ass man now, 4 months, like, brother. But yeah, I got you. As a kid, it's very different, right? When it's day in, day out, it feels like your entire life is getting, you know, fucked with or whatever. It definitely feels very, very different. And you got all those hormones and shit. Yeah, I got you. But I'm like, 4 months? Like, do you know how much my life has changed in the last 4 months? Not at all. Like, my shit is very much the same. I still fuck with the same fucking people. Like, I don't know if I've met anyone in 4 months. That's not quite true, but close. It's not quite true, but pretty fucking close. Savior says it was every other day for 4 months because I had a class with them. Yeah, I gotcha. That's one of those things where it's like, especially in like high school, like, just split your shit up, you know what I mean? Like, the teachers need to be a little more involved in that shit, I think, as well. Screenlight says, you could be mean to people for 4 months and I wouldn't be able to pick you out of a crowd, mostly because I'm an idiot. There's some truth to that too. I'm pretty dumb, but I'm like particularly bad with like knowing when people are being mean. Well, not necessarily when people are being mean. The way it ends up manifesting for me is not that I can't tell when people are being mean. It's that I interpret people being neutral or just like teasing a little bit as being like mean and hating me forever. Is mostly how it actually manifests for me. Where it's like, I'm just, you know, having experienced the life that I have, the way that things tend to go for me And it's not like a sob story or nothing. I'm just trying to like frame this in a way that makes sense. So like, I'm more likely if, okay, let's start from the conclusion, right? Let's say that my friendship breaks down, right? The reason why if you specifically, if you stop being friends with me, it's because you were bothered by something that I kept irritating until it was no longer worth associating with me. I could say that as being true for like every friendship that I've lost, I think. Just about. Some friends that I've lost because we just don't talk anymore, but I don't really count that as being lost because if I speak to them again, we're cool. And that means that it's cool, right? But for every friendship that I've lost, it's because I do some shit that bothers you, whether I'm aware of it or not. Usually I'm not, but whether I'm aware of it or not. And it stops being worth it talking to me. Usually there isn't like a blowout or anything like that. We don't like crash out or anything in a big way. Usually it's just like talking to him isn't worth it for me. Like I'm better off just not talking to him, which makes sense, right? Cultivate your space and all that, right? So as a reaction to that, nowadays, I try very hard to anticipate when people are being bothered by things because often I didn't know that I was even bothering someone. But it means that I'm like I'm reading really deeply into what people are doing. And most people don't mean things that way. Did I raid just Fanzo? They're playing Brighter Shores, which is very similar to RuneScape. I think I want to raid them now, but I don't remember if I raided them before. I don't think so. I mean, worst case scenario, we raid them a second time. So yeah, that's the story. I'm gonna catch up with you guys, and then we're gonna raid on out. Savior says, I told the principal to get them and handle it before I did, and he took me as a joke. And a week later, boom, fight breaks out, and I get expelled, and the only response I gave the principal is, I tried to get you to help. It's true. Screenwriter says, unless it's hyper-targeted, it usually doesn't bother me. I assume Savior's experience was hyper-targeted. Yeah, indeed. Savior says the SRO horse laughed. The SRO horse laughed him because I pulled the SRO into the office, and then I told the principal. SRO. I wonder what that means. Senior representing officer? Horse. So, I don't know. So you're giving me school resource officer. Streamer says school resource officer, perhaps. You can tell that I didn't like get in trouble. Like I don't even know what that is. That's fascinating. So what you're saying is like they knew that this storm was coming and they just didn't do shit. Yeah, that's definitely. Honestly, both you and the guy who got his face meshed kind of have a suit against the school, to be honest, because neither of you should have had to have gone through that. Savior says horse laugh is like laughing out loud. Oh, horse laughed. I see. Tree Nice says troublemakers unite. Yeah, unfortunately, I played it pretty straight. I was a pretty clean nosed. You know what I mean? Who says, bro, my school life was so uneventful. Same. I would say so. I didn't spend very much time in schooling getting any trouble. I was just excelling academically and stuff. Screenwriter says, I wonder if the assumptions on why we lose friends are indicative of something else. Because when I lose friends, I just assume they found something better to occupy their time. That's a good point. I wonder if I'm just down on myself for no reason, and then they just found something more interesting, and they just didn't have time for it. That could be. I know that a couple of the homies are like that. They're just busy, like literally just busy. But like, there are also people that have like truly divested themselves from like interacting with me, and that's where a lot of it is coming from. But it could be me being like overly applying that brush. It probably is the case. People have definitely contested that, but the thing about it is like people will definitely say that even when they don't mean it. Yo, what's up, Bug? I still don't have any water, but I do appreciate you for stopping by. We're literally about to end. I'm literally raiding out right now. But before we do, I'll give you a shout out, and then we're gonna call it. Just wrapping up this conversation. Who says, all I ever did was go to practice piano lessons and go home. Piano lessons, fucking bougie, bruh. Savior says, because I warned them about him messing with me and they didn't do anything about it, so I handled it. My dad told me that I told him about this guy, and when I told the principal and then cussed him out for not doing their job. Yeah, that seems totally legit. I mean, the way that guys are, you know what I mean? Like, I can see seeking out authority, right? But if authority doesn't do anything, especially given the way that you've handled this and the vibe that I'm getting from you, Savior, I bet your dad, when you told him what happened, your dad dapped you up. You know what I mean? Like, your dad was like, fucking right. Handle your shit. Because that's just the way, you know, fathers teach sons. You know what I mean? Just like handle the shit. Boo says, okay, about to start Aka, but thanks for the stream. No problem, no problem. Like, you're supposed to handle your shit. You handle your business the way that you can, the way that you should. And like, yeah, like it's fine to like talk to the principal or whatever to get it taken care of. But if somebody's not going to handle it for you, you got to handle it yourself, right? And whatever you do, like, yeah, it might be a little over the top or whatever, but whatever you do, that's what you had to do. Like, you had to handle your shit. That's what it's like to be a man. Be a man, you know what I mean? It's toxic a little bit, maybe, but like, that's the way it goes. That's just what it's like to be a guy. I'm totally there. That's why I'm like, yeah, you were a little over the top, but I'm like, I can't be mad at you. Like, it is what it is. Savior says he told me to go ahead and do what I got to do. And when I told him about it, then was, I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, exactly. He couldn't say good shit because you did too much. But he was like, real. You know what I mean? Like, that feels like the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. All right. Let me shout out Smug Little Bug. You guys know who Smug Little Bug is. He's my bone brother. He's probably going to be streaming not too terribly long for now. Unfortunately, we're going to be raiding out even before. I'm not waiting anymore. It takes too long for him to start his shit. But he streams every single day. I think he's on day 353 right now. So he's very, very, very close to 1 year. Look forward to that. He was playing Metal Hellsinger, which is a rhythm-based first-person shooter. If you haven't seen it before, it's a fantastic time. I highly recommend you check it out. Savior says he even said you shouldn't have done him quite so bad, but good shit. Yeah, see, it's like, that was a little, I think he got it. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, like, I think he fucking got it, dude. Like, chill. But I definitely recommend you check out Smug Little Buck. He's very much a conversationalist. He's definitely occupying the streaming space personally to enrich his own social experience. He's trying to explore perspectives and expand his understanding of humanity and particularly of you. I think it's very fulfilling to talk to Bug and really feel heard by someone. I think it's a great, satisfying experience that I can't compare to very many other streamers. He's very good at enriching your experience by like literally speaking to you, engaging with you in a way that feels very personal. And also he makes good shit posts. He's very good at making funnies. Savior says he was like, one hit was fine, even 2 or 3 you start to get a little out of pocket. Yeah, that's mostly where I'm at, where it's like one hit, like I think he got it, but like when you keep going, it's like, okay, this might not even be about him. All right, we're gonna raid in the Just Fans Of. Right now it's Mello hosting the stream. Just Fans Of, if you didn't know, is not just a variety stream, but a variety of streamers. They stream a variety of games, but there's also a variety of hosts for the stream as well. Right now they're playing Brighter Shores, the new hotness from the original developer of RuneScape, which is why we're going from this game to that game. It's very much a grind, but he's been doing it, I believe, so far with a few of his friends, Ninby and Altus Wolf. Altus Wolf is another host of Just Fans Of. Ninby's just a friend of the stream. But I highly recommend you check them out. I hope you have a fantastic time. I'm going to be moving on. I've got one more message from Savior that I'm going to read real quick. Savior says, no, I wanted to rattle that brain a little to exclaim, leave me alone. I mean, yeah, you fucking got him. Like, shit. Yeah, I got you. You fucking message received. I'm not fucking with this guy. And I recommend that you guys don't fuck with this guy either. That's fucking spookums. But I highly recommend you check out Just Fans Of. It's always a good time over there. The different hosts, obviously, are their own people. Mello's very conversational, very charismatic, very hyped as well. He's always very excitable, and I'm sure he's going to pop off as soon as we raid in. I hope you have a fantastic time. I've got to go. I truly do. One more message from Savior, and then we go. Savior says, it truthfully wasn't about the fight. It was about the next guy that tries to mess with me. Yeah, I got you. It's about sending a message. Well, nobody's going to fuck with you because you got expelled. And nobody's going to find out about it except through the grapevine. I have been that Depo Pitter. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for watching. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Yo, just barely fucking nailed it. Let's go.